Hey, 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 it's Leona. How you doing? Happy Wednesday. I hope you're well and good. Welcome to the stream and thank you to the replay viewers. It's lovely to have you. How you doing? Usually what I do on the stream is I have a little chit chat for about 10 minutes or so. So if you want to skip ahead to when I'm starting the actual project, you can. Or just listen to me talking about what we're going to do, what I've got coming up, changes that are going to be happening, masterclasses, YouTube videos. There's so many things to talk about, it's unbelievable. But most of all, I hope you are well and you're doing good and everything is going as well as it possibly can right now in your life. I'm sending you all the good vibes. So if you don't know me, I'm Leona from London in the UK, and I do these streams to bring you colour, creativity, happiness, relaxation, and just basically all the good vibes. That is what I'm here for. So I hope that you use these streams to come to feel that sense of connection and that sense of relaxation and that sense of expressing your own uniqueness, because your uniqueness is what matters in the world. So I am here to champion you. Whoop whoop whoop. Hey Angeli, how you doing? Big back voice Leona. Whoop whoop. In the house. How are you, my love? How's it going? Lovely to have you. It feels like forever, doesn't it? It feels like I haven't done a stream for such a long time. I mean, obviously I've been teaching online and I've been teaching in person, but it's really bizarre. I'm like, I haven't done a stream for ages. It's really, really weird. This is like stream number 49. Can you believe it? It's quite unbelievable, really, when you start counting up the numbers from all this time. It's like pretty amazing. But yeah, so I'm here today. I'm going to do the final colour study forever. It was like such a long time. Time is such a weird thing, isn't it? It's like sometimes things feel fast, sometimes things feel slow. It's just this weird mix. It just seems like it. Yeah, it does seem. It hasn't been forever. It's been a month. But yeah, so we're going to get into the final colour study today. So if you've got some paints handy, you can definitely follow along with this for sure. I'm going to give you loads of kind of ideas and suggestions, so you can use this as a tutorial if you want to, or you can just use it to have a look what we're doing, chat along, or you can just watch along and just feel super calm, because it now is scientifically proven that if you watch someone making art, you will get a lowered heart rate, you'll feel calmer, you'll just feel better about things, you'll have some time out. I mean, grab a cup of tea, grab your favourite drink and let's go. I am just having water today. I didn't have time to make myself a cup of tea, so I've just got water. I'm ready to paint all day. Angeli, I'm with you. Let's just paint. Let's go for it. So yeah, so what we're going to be doing today is another quantity of colour study. It's from the Joseph Albert's book. If you haven't got this book, I completely and utterly recommend it. If you are into colour and studying colour and the effects of colour, this is one of the studies where it's all about quantities of colour. So how much colour you use versus how much colour you use of another colour. Wait a minute, I think I can explain that better. Hold on. Hey Cynthia, how you doing? How's it going? Happy Wednesday. Lovely to have you. How's it going? So yeah, so it's a good study to show how much of one colour you use versus how much of another colour you use and how they look in relation to each other, right? And in this particular study, I'm going to be using 4 different colours and having a look how they look in different quantities. Does that make sense? I'm sure it does make sense, right? So as usual, I've got my other camera here so you can see. So there's the book, it's all nice and crystal clear. This is, so I've got it drawn out. This is the one I'm going to do today. And then this is the one we did before. So we did all these like soft pastel-y colours based on beach colours, which was really nice and interesting, because if you know anything about me, I'm not really normally much of a pastel-y soft kind of person, but hey, things can change. And then before that we did the one over here, and I'll show you the ones that he did in the book as well. Things are going good, thanks. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. So in the book we've got, this is the one that he did with the horizontal lines, and I've shown this before. You can see that the colours that he chose aren't exactly like, I think this colour is like my least favourite colour. We've talked about this before, haven't we? Like, what's your favourite colour and what's your least favourite colour? This kind of sort of dishwasher, kind of sappy green with no personality is my least favourite colour. And kind of matching it with like these kind of pastel pinks, duck egg blue, a really deep navy, almost black, it's not very appealing, is it? What do you guys think? It's not exactly kind of calling you to it. Do you know what I mean? I mean, definitely. Which ones do you prefer of these? I think I'm kind of into this one because it makes everything a bit more bold. So the more of this navy or black that is in there, it's kind of making the other colours sort of pop out a little bit more, and this kind of sappy green sort of disappear into the background, which I'm liking a lot. Yes, like pea soup green, right? And then these ones, because they've got more pink in this one and more blue in this one, that's kind of sending off a whole new thing. See, this one sort of emphasises this pea soup green, because no prejudice towards the pea soup green, obviously, even though I don't like it. And this one as well, it's almost, this green becomes a different colour, doesn't it, with this? It comes much darker when you put it when there's mostly pink. So this is the interesting thing, like when you do this study, if you choose colours that you really like, it would be really interesting to see which ones pop, which ones fade into the background, or you can use it for colour schemes for various projects you're doing. You could even do this for kind of interior like design that you wanted to do, so thinking about what colour you're going to paint your walls and then what coloured accents different things are. So this study is just so good for so many different disciplines. I like the left page the most. Do you? I agree. I'm with you. Yeah, me too. And then he did this one, which is the one that's on the board behind me. Again, he's used this kind of like, it's very Christmassy, this one, isn't it? So it's got kind of like the Christmassy red and green, which are complementary colours, which are opposite on the colour wheel. And then again, he's used this kind of like sort of duck egg blue and a very light pink. I mean, I think it's lighter than that one, isn't it? Yeah. Much lighter than that one. So that's and they look a bit like pillar boxes, don't they? And then finally this one with the circles, and I think I pretty much used similar colours to this one. I didn't mean to actually, but maybe that was kind of like a bit of an unconscious thing. But I mean, they're really similar, aren't they? I mean, if not sort of the same. The pink is different. This one's a bit more sort of like a salmony orangey pink, and I've used like a pastel pink. Oh my god, but they are the same 4 colours. OMG. Susan, how you doing? Happy Wednesday. How's life, sweet pea? How have you been? I haven't chatted to you for ages and ages. How's everything going with you? So yeah, so we're doing the final quantity of colour exercise today. So this one is probably the trickiest to draw, but it's still not difficult by any means. It's just a bunch of like horizontal lines, do you know what I mean? It's just, you just draw some rectangles, draw some horizontal lines, and then just draw them in different proportions. So try and get like, can you see this one was similar to the one in the book where there's like a bigger chunk there, this one's got a bigger chunk above, this one's a bit more sort of evenly distributed, and then this one's got kind of like one on the top and one on the bottom. Do you know what I mean? So it's not difficult at all. Super easy. Get your colours, what you're going to choose if you're following along. Bit late, I was at boxercise class in the park. How fun. Fun times. Oh, you have to let me know who's doing that. I want to come. That sounds great. I would love to be jumping about right now. That'd be great. So yeah, and what else have I got to say? Next week, as most of you know who are already here, next week is the masterclass. So there's no stream on this channel. Next week's the masterclass. The link is in the description if you want to join. We're doing pink and blue. I will just put up the URL there, but the link is in the description if you want to come and join us. It's a really fun time. Everyone's welcome, beginners, intermediate, experienced artists. It's a really nice time to like properly chat and see your guys' faces and have a good time. We've been having such fun over the last 6 months, I think we've been doing it for. Hey Craig, how you doing? Happy Wednesday. How are you? Watching you live from the skate park. Come on. I'm live in the skate park. We're all live in the skate park, guys. This is my contribution. Oh man, me and straight lines. Yeah, there is that. You can always put masking tape down, so you don't even have to think about it. Maybe I'll do one with masking tape to show you, because you can do that. You can do it with wiggly lines as well. Like, don't feel like they've got to be straight. But the other thing is you can use it as a practice. So it is kind of good. Do you know what I mean? Like, just using it as an excuse. This is a study. It's not like, you know, you're not going to make it look super perfect. And you know what I think about that anyway? Trying to make things look super perfect is just going beyond the point of having a good time, especially with painting. It's like, look, I was painting the other day. I've been working on a series of paintings, which I can't wait to tell you all about. I'm not going to say about it now, but as you know, I've always got something in the pipeline, right? Something happening. Anyway, I was working out what I was going to do for one of the paintings, and I was having a little practice and it wasn't going right. And I was like, oh, this is so irritating. I can see it in my mind. I can see it in my mind's eye. I want it to come out this particular way. It's not coming out that way. It took me 3 times to get it even close to what I wanted it to be. But like, if you don't go through that, you'll never kind of push through that. You'll just always be on the side you don't want to be on. So you'll be on the like beginner sort of, you know, trepidation, feeling a bit nervous. And if you just go through it, you get to the other side and you will have learnt something, and you will feel better, as long as you don't beat yourself up in the process. You've got to try and not beat yourself up in the process. That's why you guys know that I've got the whole member site, the academy, with all the videos in there to give you loads of encouragement and support, constant support and encouragement. And that's why I do these streams, so that you don't feel like you're alone and you don't feel stressed and boxed into perfectionism, because honestly it will drive you mad. It will drive you mad, and we don't want that to happen, right? I hope everyone is well in good spirits. Yay, really fun in Tottenham. A guy from Ghana teaches. Oh my god, that sounds fun. Happy Wednesday, Jean. How you doing? Happy Wednesday. How are you? Just having a chat about perfectionism. Can we see your sketch so we can follow along? Of course. Of course. I thought what it would be nice to do, because you know how I always have the little box there with the thing. I just thought it'd be nice, you can actually see my desk a little bit there, and then when I click onto here, you see the whole thing. Do you know what I mean? Because it's just quite, I don't know, you can actually see my table. Do you know what I mean? Which is all the things always covering it. So I was like, let's have it like this. So yeah, we're going to do all that. So if you're interested anyway in doing the masterclass with me, there's going to be one more next week, and then we're going to have a little break for a while. So if you want to pop in, have a chat with like-minded people, do some inspirational painting using the colours pink and blue only, then come along, go to that URL, it's in the description, come and join us. We'll have a fun time, right? Fun times. I always almost want to say fun times guaranteed, but you can't really guarantee anything in life. But I'm really tempted to say fun times guaranteed. Do you think I can say fun times guaranteed? Do you think I can say that? You guys have to let me know, because otherwise it's me just saying fun times guaranteed. with no feedback. I need the feedback. Is it fun times guaranteed? Is it by the end you feel like happiness, or is there another feeling guaranteed? What about acknowledgement as a human being, creative artist? Guaranteed. That's what you get. That is the results. So yeah, so let's get started. I'm going to use pink and blue and purple because of the masterclass next week. So I just thought it'd be really nice to have some artwork where I have already prepared how the colours interact with each other in preparation for whatever I'm going to create in the masterclass. So that's what I'm going to do. Let me know how you are. Let me know how you've been. It's been a minute. So let me know in the chat what you've been up to. Let me know what creative, beautiful things you're making. I want to know. You know what I mean? Let me know if you've painted this already. If you're a member, and I know a couple of you are members. If you're a member, let me know if you've painted this. And this one is coming next week. Finally, the Turning Road. You know how many streams I've done about this painting? It's finally coming. In a few days' time, it will be live in the members, so you can do the Turning Road with me. Yay! Go to artsresource.co.uk/members and check it out. All right. I think painting along with you, Leona, you can guarantee fun times. Oh, thanks, Susan. Thank you so much. So let me know what you're drinking. Have you got a cup of tea? What have you got? Let me know. Let me know if you can hear the music in the background. If you can't, I'll turn it up. So I've got my jar of water here, as always. Oh, I got a new book to share with you as well, guys, later. I've got a new book, Sacred Geometry. I cannot wait to show you this. I'll show you this in a little bit, in like half hour or so or something like that, or maybe a bit longer. I'll show you this. Such a good book. Oh my God. Right. So let me know things you've got, paintings you're doing, things you've enjoyed. Let me know. Let us all know. Let's keep it going. Let's keep the conversation moving and grooving. Now, shall I use the magenta? I haven't got that much of this, so I might mix a pink instead of using the magenta, although I'm a bit unsure whether or not to go for this. Oh, I should go for this. There's not much, but we'll be good with the paint. So as always, I'm using System 3 acrylics, very cheap, beginners acrylic paint to use. So yeah, you know what I mean. And we're going to do this for number 1. So pink is going to be number 1. So I'm going to put it in my little number 1 box. Oh yes, new book. Yes, new book fun times, right? New book fun times. I can't wait to show you all the illustrations in there. So you guys remember when I did the colouring book, and a lot of my stuff was kind of like mandalas and all the beautiful things, repeated patterns and stuff like that. Well, I should put this on the thing so you can see. I'll tell you what, let me move these up. I'll put this here. Just doing it on a bit of scrap cardboard today, because as usual I cannot be thinking about washing palettes afterwards. I don't want to be washing a palette. I just want to be having a cup of tea after this, now that I haven't got a cup of tea. Can anyone make me a cup of tea? I'd like a cup of tea, please. I'd like a rhubarb with oat milk. Can anyone make me one, please? Thanks so much. I love a new book, right? You know what? I've always been into sacred geometry, always. And I realised, you know, that painting that I did with the big kind of starburst, the one I called Clarity, I realised that was quite sort of geometric, and that in there was kind of like an octagon, and they call it a special name which I can't remember, this kind of star shape that I did. And I was like, oh my God, I'm really into this, and I've forgotten all about it. Forgotten about one of my passions. How is this possible? So I was like, right, I'm going to get a book. And then the guy that wrote this book wrote another book that I've got, which is really great. Anyway, we'll get to that. We'll get to that later. So let's do all the ones in the pink. So anyway, let me tell you what we're actually doing here, so that if you want to do it yourself, you can. So here we've just drawn a rectangle, right? And then you want to draw a bunch of like lines, double parallel lines, right, going across, and you want to section them off. And then you've just got to work out, in each rectangle there's got to be mostly color 1, mostly color 2, mostly color 3, and mostly color 4, because this is all about the quantity, the amount of color, right? So this is going to be mostly color 1, which is pink. This is going to be mostly color 2, which is blue. Mostly color 3, purple. Mostly color 4, lilac, right? And then each one's going to give you a different feeling. And then what I do is I just number it on the side, so that I make sure that I've got enough of everything. Do you know what I mean? And they don't have to be like equal. So you don't have to have equal rectangles of each color at all. Just kind of want to see what happens, right? I could do rooibos, but I only have dairy milk or coconut milk in the house. I'll have coconut milk. Thanks so much, Susan. Thank you. Oh, I love coconut milk. Definitely. That's a definite. Sign me up. Sign me up for that. So I'm using this tiny little weenie brush. This is, I've got to say, guys, I have found the brushes that I love. I've found brushes that I love. It's been, look at all these brushes. I mean, I'm not going to get them all out now, but I've got tons of brushes here. I've got loads of brushes in my cupboard. Guys, I was getting so frustrated with not after all these years, not finding a nice brush. But I've got to say, I think I've found them, and I've been using them for a couple of months now, and they haven't busted. I've been looking after them. So I think these might be the ones. Monarch by Winsor & Newton. And I really like the long handle. And I've never had long handled brushes before. And I'm kind of liking it. Like, it helps me. I don't know. I just feel more fabulous while I'm painting. So if you can afford it, if you can afford to get a long handled brush, just give it a go. Because it has a different feeling to a short handled brush. I'll tell you that. It really does. And as you can see, this is a size 4. And it's a square flat brush. Leona, have you ever tried the drawing technique with candle wax and watercolour? I think. Do you mean batik? Do you mean batik? Or do you just mean like using a wax resist? I mean, batik is kind of wax resist. But, is that what you mean? Yes, thank you, Susan. Thanks so much. Alright, so I'm going to paint this one here. So yeah, Angeli, if you are struggling with doing straight lines, buy yourself a square flat brush. And it will really help you, for sure. Really, really help. I mean, I think it's actually quite fun to do straight lines without square flat brushes as well, but this is definitely more forgiving. And you can see I haven't painted yet today at all, so this is almost like a warm-up as well. And you can see, look, I haven't done that perfectly at all. And like I just said, I'm not worrying about it. Ain't no one got time for perfection. Oh no. I might use a really big brush for this bit, actually. That's a nice brush. It really is. That's how you know it's posh. Long handles. Do you guys say posh in America? Or is that a British thing? I've always wondered that, you know. Is posh, is it's definitely, I feel like, I'm not going to say definitely. That's like way jumping to conclusions. But I feel like posh is a British thing. It's very posh. It's like you have, when you're being posh, you have to speak it like this, in this kind of accent. You know, like hello. Today I'll be having tea with the Queen. Tea with the Queen. What will you be doing? Do you fancy tea with the Queen? I'll tell you what, I don't fancy tea with the Queen. I'm alright, thanks. I'm alright. I'm good. I'll just have tea with you guys. That is better than having tea with the Queen, I imagine. Would you like to have tea with the Queen? I'm just trying to fit in. Right, so we've done one already with the pink. Oh, I haven't got any tissues. I forgot some tissues. What am I going to do? Oh no, I've got some in here. I've got some in here. Here we go. Here we go. I haven't got my little tray though, so I'm going to have to just go rogue. Let's go rogue, baby. Let's go rogue. All right, let's go back to the little baby brush. It's more pink. It's more pink. Let's do it. Let's get posh. Let's get posh with the long handle. Oh, I've got some exciting news. Well, I hope you find it exciting. Can you imagine if I say I've got some exciting news and then I tell you and then you go, well, Leona, it's not that exciting, love. I don't know where posh comes from, but my mum says it stands for port out starboard home. Really? So it's a sailing term. Really? Tea with the Queen sounds stressful, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be? You'd be like, you got all the posh china. You wouldn't want to like. You'd be like, oh my god, I don't know, I'm gonna break the china. And then you'd have all them sandwiches and everything. I tell you what, I've had afternoon tea one time in a posh hotel, and I felt so sick afterwards because it's so much dairy. You can actually get it dairy free now. But there was so much dairy that, and because you have kind of, it's like loads of dairy, loads like champagne, you have special champagne with it, which I'm not really a champagne person. And it was all like, it was a lovely time. I had a lovely time in the place. It was really nice in this lovely hotel. But I felt horrible afterwards. And I really wish I'd got the dairy free option because I just think it just bunged me up a bit. Anyway, I think posh things are overrated. Apart from paintbrushes. Apart from paintbrushes and expensive paint, that's definitely not overrated. Expensive paint is very usually very good. That's why it's expensive. Usually. Do you guys want to see me do any more like reviews on paints? Because I actually got a comment on one of my reviews the other day. Someone was saying it was really useful. I think it was the expensive cabins on a cruise ship. Oh, really? Oh, the sea view. Port at starboard home, yeah. Ah, so it would be like the sort of best position on the ship. Amazing. Oh, isn't that intriguing? Oh, I love that. I love that. Right, there's no more ones on there, so we're going to come down here. Guys, can you hear the music? Can someone let me know if you can hear the music? Because I might turn it up. I don't know if you can hear it. We got the chilled vibes happening. Hi, and welcome to Chilled Vibes with Leona. I don't know why. Then I gotta speak in an American accent. And I don't know what American accent this is. But we're having chill vibes. With all the good intentions. Hello. Hi. Yeah, Wally. Oh yeah, so the exciting news. Exciting news, guys, is that I'm going to be doing some YouTube videos and some live streams in the future. Coming soon. It's going to happen on this channel. So get excited. What do you think about that? Do you think that's good? I was like, let's do some videos and some streams. So this is going to be like the last one in this kind of theme of like colour studies and all that kind of stuff. And I'm going to bring something new to you guys. New, shiny and new. New and shiny. Coming soon. I've got to work out a schedule. So I don't have a schedule yet, and obviously I'm going to let you know as soon as I get one, because it's really good. As some of you know who stream or do YouTube videos, you know it's good to do them regularly so people know when they're going up. But I mean, look, come on, this time is my time. Wednesday. I was thinking of premiering the videos on a Wednesday as well, so I can be there like in the comments and say, hey, the video's going up. Pew pew, pew pew, hype in the chat. So yeah, YouTube videos and live streams coming to this channel very soon, within the next few weeks, within the next 8 weeks. You sound like a smooth jazz radio announcer. I like it. Hi, welcome to Jazz with Leona. Today, we're going to have some Miles Davis. That's the only jazz musician I can think of off the top of my head. Right, we need to do here, and we've only got this one bit here, and I'm kind of running out of paint. Let's see what we got. So Angela, I hope this makes you feel better about not worrying about having to do like super straight lines, because you can see, look, I'm just warming up and they're not completely straight at all. I need a little bit more pink in my life. Let's have this off. So yeah, so this one at the end here is going to be very blue and purple. If you've got any flat brushes, Angela, because it really does help, honestly, if you treat yourself to one. This is a really inexpensive one. This one came in a pack. This is the one I use often when I'm teaching. And this comes in a pack of about 5 or 6 paintbrushes, just for about £7. So it's almost like just over £1 or $1 for a brush, or just over $1 for a brush. And they're really good. Alright, should we go on to the next colour? I might just change my mind and do... I'm going to change these around, because I think I want to mix the purples up and do one purple and then another purple. So I think I'm going to do purple, keep that one as lilac, and do that as blue. A bit of variation. I'm just accepting that I can be a mess sometimes, especially when I'm out of practice. Yeah, completely accept it. Acceptance here right now. Hello, I am declaring that I am acceptant of myself while I'm practicing. You're acceptant of yourself at all times, right? But definitely you've got to get in the zone. It doesn't just, you know, like exercise, like all those things, you got to keep practicing, you got to keep flexing the muscle, you know. You can't just expect to be like fantastic out of the gate. It's just, that doesn't even happen to like really experienced people. You know, obviously, of course, you get better and better and better, but then you develop your ideas further and further and further. So you're not doing the same things that you did when you began. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, please don't give yourself a hard time. I think it's one of like the most trickiest things in life is to be easy on yourself. And it's like, that's what I definitely always want to bring with these painting streams, is just being really easy on yourself and just going for it. Actually, and the YouTube videos are going to really help you out with that, Angeli, when they arrive. Okay, so I'm going to mix myself up a little purple. I'm going to do it with the pink, and I'm going to use a bit of Phthalo blue, which is a lovely cool blue. Let's give it a mix. Usually, actually, you do need a little bit more pink. So, yeah. My immediate and some of my extended family is planning a cruise next year. I don't want to go and be stuck in a ship with those nutters. Oh, Angeli, you don't have to. You don't have to go, do you? No one can force you to go. No one can force you. You don't have to go, sweetie. Alright, I've got so much paint here now, I'm going to have to jig this away from the edge. But this is pretty yummy. Look at this purple, guys. How vibrant is that? Ooh, yeah. Let's try and get some of that, quite a bit more blue in there. Oh, that's nice. Alright, have we got any really big areas for this? Not really. The twos. Well, the twos are all kind of small. Look at this beautiful colour. Maybe I want to change my mind then. I'll tell you what, I want to change my mind again because there's too much of this lovely colour. I'm going to put number 4 as it then, because I've got all this lovely colour to use. So that can be lilac, and number 4 can be purple because we got that big chunk here. Yeah, let's do that. All right, change your mind. It's your prerogative. It's your prerogative. But I should do that last anyway, because it's like, otherwise I'm going to get my hand all up in that colour. Right, got a lovely pink water. Look, how nice is that? All right, let's do it, guys. Let's do it. So now I'm going to do, so the purple is going to be number 4. So I've skipped around. Oh, I've built a bit of water on there. Okay, number 4. Here's 4. Is this dry? Yeah. Amazing. All right, let's go for it. You got to be confident. You got to go for it. You don't get confident just thinking about it. You only get confident if you just go for it. So you've just got to go for that lovely straight line. I've got a bit of water on my brush here, just getting in my way. That'll be all right. That'll be good. Is there any more on that? It's only one little 4. All right. There's a little 4 in here. Oh no, that's wet. I've got to be careful of that. Super relaxing. Nice, lovely swipe of purple. I'm going to do one down here. I'm feeling very relaxed. Now, because when you do this colour study, your brush strokes are all going the same way. So it's very relaxing because you're always going in one direction. You just got to let go, and if it goes a bit awry, you just got to think it's fine, you know. Just make it part of the artwork. Just make it wavy. Hashtag make it wavy. Alright, where's the number 4 on here? We've got a number 4 here. Painting every day. So Angeli and Susan, actually, what have you been painting? If you're by the comments, let me know what you've been painting. And also Craig, if you're by the comments, I know you like to drop in and then you just leave it on, but if you're near the comments, let me know what you've been working on. I'd love to know, as always. Oh, and don't forget you can share in my creative inspiration group on Facebook. If you ever want to share your work, you can do whenever you fancy it. I feel like there should just be like, okay, so there's 1 4 on there, there's 2 4s on this, there's 1 4 on here, oh, there's 3 4, this is the mostly 4, but there isn't much on here and there isn't much on there. I feel like we should put 1 more 4 on this one. 1 2 3, but then it would still be mostly 4. I feel like we need 1 more thin one, because we've got 1 2 3, we've got so many 2s on this. I'm going to put another one for variety's sake. I'm going to put another one here. So I made up where I'm going to put all the paint lines, so I can change my mind on that as well. Alright, because I feel like then you've got 1 there, 3 thin ones there, and then the large one there, which is like, feels a bit more spread out. You know what I mean? So we'll put 4 there. Oh, it's wavy! Wave it up, girl. Just wave it up. You know what I mean? Doesn't matter. Wave it up. Straight lines wavy. Doesn't matter, because the thing is quantity of colour. So the quantity is what matters, not whether it's straight or anything like that. Alright, let's get this mammoth load of paint and paint not very much. But then I have got the lilac, haven't I? So I'm going to add some white to it and make it bit more. Oh, and Jean as well, let me know if you're there. Let me know how your cards are going. I haven't asked you how your cards are going, if you've had time to do any. Oh, and Cynthia, if you're still there, let me know. Right, I've been slacking a bit doing fashion illustration classes. Yeah, they're so fun, right? But other than that, I still haven't finished my irises. Do you know what you're going to do with them? Because they're so gorgeous. And I feel like a duck-egg blue in the background would look amazing, but obviously it's your vision and what you feel you're going to do. Jean, gorgeous colour. Yeah, the colours are looking nice. Hey, nice, bright, vibrant magenta. This project is perfect with gouache, actually, because you don't get the streaky lines of the acrylic paint, but it really doesn't matter what paint you use for this. It's not the point of what we're doing. Have you been doing your cards? Have you managed to? Have you had time? And, you know, and the inclination. Heavy head time and the inclination. Alright, now we're going to do that massive block at the bottom. Let me just get the paint off this so we don't just waste what's on here. So we've got all that left on the brush. All right. Cards on heart. Oh, I see. Right. I thought maybe. I thought so. That would have been pretty impressive if you'd have carried on, right? You can't do everything, blimey. There's only so many hours in the day. Isn't there? There's only so many hours in the day. Oh, well, this is bringing all the happiness. I was teaching some kids the other day and I asked them what their favourite colour was, and most of their favourite colour was purple, and I was really surprised because usually purple, you kind of get to like purple when you're a little bit older. When you're a bit younger, you tend to like sort of reds and yellows and oranges. This is a real generalisation, by the way. But a lot of the kids said purple. I was like, really? Fascinating. I was completely fascinated. All right, let's get some white in here. Shonda! Oh my gosh, how are you? Happy Wednesday, Shonda. How's life? How have you been? I haven't seen you for ages. How are you? I hope you're well and good. We are doing some quantity of colour studies today, which basically just means different amounts of different colours and how they look together. So if you want to, you can grab your paints and paint along with me if you like. Oh, Cynthia, working on a commission, doing a fierce T-Rex. The client wants it for a tattoo. I feel honoured that someone would love my art enough. They want to wear it on their body for the rest of their lives. Oh, that's so amazing, Cynthia. And they have obviously got some sense by choosing you because your artworks are stunning. So how amazing. Have you ever drawn a T-Rex before? That's interesting, right? And it doesn't matter if you haven't, because I know you're just going to completely smash it out the park because you're so good. How exciting is that? It's been a long time, Shonda. I hope you've been well and everything. How's your art going? How's your colouring going? Because I know you're a big fan of the colouring. That's what we need. Right, so I'm going to get a lilac going on now. So I'm just adding white to the purple, and that's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Give my brush a bit of a wipe. I feel a bit naked without my little tray. You know, I always have my tissue in my tray. I'm a bit like, oh, it's not in the tray. It's funny what you get used to, isn't it? It's just like such a small thing. All right, let's have some mixing action. Ooh yeah, ooh yeah. Lilac times. I mean, this is half the fun of painting, is mixing. Right? Oh, don't get too much blue in there. I'm going to mix the whole thing because I've got far too much paint anyway. So I'm just going to mix the whole thing and we'll see what we get. So this is going to be the lightest of the colours. So I did think about it beforehand, and I did think I wanted to have something that was light. And obviously the purple is the darkest colour in this set. And this is going to be the lightest. I'm just going to bring that in as well. And just, oh no, don't be too blue. Oh no, is that a mistake? It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. Because all mistakes are good. And you just ride with it and go with it. Prism Mike, don't drop the soap. Hey Prism Mike, how you doing? Happy Wednesday. Thanks for joining. Loving the purple, yeah. I mean, that is... Seriously, I'm contemplating just doing some relaxing videos with like just colour mixing because it's just so chill. You know what I mean? Oh, thanks, sweet. You know, this is the first T-Rex. I'm thinking it's also a practice for the rhino I've been wanting to do. Yes. Oh, I love rhinos. So sad that they're endangered, right? It's okay. You can use your arm. Get in there. Just get in there. I mean, it's tempting. See all those. Oh, but yeah, you don't need the tissues. Yeah, just use your arm. It's so true. See all those acrylic pouring videos that you see online. As much as they're amazing and beautiful, they are so wasteful. We've talked about this with paint before. They're just so wasteful, and it's almost a bit of a crime. You see all that paint going off on the side, and all the colours then mixed together. So if you're not using that for something, it's just mixing into a colour and then not getting used and chucked out probably, which is kind of a bit like, no. But they are beautiful videos. Right, let's do this. Let's do this. So we're going to do number 2 now. Get down on it. Oh, look, this one's super thin. This is thinner than this paintbrush. Is this dry? Yeah, it is. So I'm going to go like proper vertical now with my brush to get this tiny little strip here. Could do with an even smaller brush, but I'm not going to change it because this is just like practicing, right? Okay, 2. Let's do this one. Number 2. Oh yeah. And then we'll have to decide on the blue and kind of where it's going to be. Is it going to be a lighter blue or a darker blue or a mid blue? I'm feeling like it should be a mid blue, because we've got this very dark purple, a very light purple, and then this kind of mid to dark magenta. So I feel like a mid to light blue would make the most sense. What do you think? What do you think, guys? Alright, so there's no more 2s on there, just 3s. Let's go over here. We'll do a 2 here. Oh, can you see me still? Yeah. And then there's a 2 right down the bottom here. In April I took a painting class. Did you? How did it go? What did you paint? Oh, I'm so happy for you, Shonda. That's great. Let me know how it went. That'll do. Oh, that's a little bit off the camera there. You just about see it. There we go. Right, now this is all a little bit wet still, so I've got to be really careful here. Now this is mostly 2. So we've got that big block of 2 there. So yeah, let's just see how it goes and see if we need to add another 2 as well. I'm going to have to hover. Now this makes it more difficult if you've got to hover at any point, because the easier to do a straight line especially, you need that kind of movement with your wrist. So it's better, if you can, if you're like watching this on the replay, following it another time, is to wait for the other layers to dry. Mine have nearly, oh, you can see I smudged it a bit there because it still isn't dry. This is almost, actually it's almost dry, but I'm lifting up here because this is wet under here still. So it's a little bit awkward. So you don't make it awkward for yourself. Like if things aren't dry, just wait for them to dry. It's acrylic. If you're using acrylic paint, it dries pretty fast. So you know, you don't have to wait that long. That's why acrylic paint is so great for beginners. It's so forgiving. Look, see, if you do that, you can just wipe it with your finger and like happy days. You know what I mean? So forgiving. Don't even go anywhere near oils. Don't go near oils. Don't, if that would make yourself have a hard time. For sure. Right? Alright, let's go for the next one. So we're nearly there. We're doing great. So like I said, we're going to do this. Then I'm going to do the blue. And then I'm going to tell you about this little book that I got. All about sacred geometry. Which I pretty much went through in a whole day. I don't often do that because I don't often have the time at all to do that. But do you guys ever do that? You get a book and then you spend the whole day looking at it. I was like, okay, I've got a free day. Usually I'll be filming some classes or teaching or doing something. And I was like, I just want to sit and read this book. I just spent the whole day reading it. It was great. Usually that's something you do when you go on holiday, isn't it? Get a good book. Oh, I'm hovering around. Flip my paintbrush over because paint on the other side. Looking good. Might do this little box thing here. Let's do a bit of that on the sides for fun. Alright, there's another 2. Let's go. Let's do it. This is a really thin one. How are we doing under here? Right, we're still not dry. So, strategic manoeuvres are required. And this is going to be so nice. So when we do our masterclass next week, I'm going to have this information all ready, which is going to be really great. Alright, this one's a bit bigger. I feel like the music suddenly went really loud. Hold on. Do-do-do-do-do. Looking good. Hope you're getting on well, Angelique, because I know you're following along. Greg, I have to go. Thank you for a wonderful stream. Take care, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. So lovely to have you. I hope you're really enjoying your day off. Well deserved. Thanks for popping in. Keep your eyes out. I'm going to be bringing you a new schedule soon. And go and check out Craig's videos. Go check out his YouTube channel. He's got all his graffiti stuff that he does on there. Check it out. Check it out. Drop him some likes. Drop those likes. Well, actually, while you're here, drop me a like on this video. If you're logged in, you can like it. How are you feeling, everybody? You feeling nice and calm? I'm feeling so relaxed right now. This is like doing these paint strokes just back and forth and back and forth. There's nothing like a bit of a repetitive motion to keep you feeling super chilled. Like I can feel it, like all my back, even though I'm kind of a little bit crunched over, all my back feels really relaxed. You know, no tension in the shoulders. And if you are feeling any tension, just stop, just breathe, and then consider changing what you're doing a little bit. You know, if you're getting stressed by the straight lines, make them wavy. You know, just do what you got to do. gotta do. Alright, so let's get... Oh, there is one more 2 on here. OMG, there's so many. That's it. So we didn't need that other one. Do you remember I painted over the other one? That would have been really keen. Oh, now I can wipe that off with my finger. Alright, so let's do, I'll tell you what, I'm just going to move this out of the way. And then I can push this up a little bit. Let's do that. Alright, 222. Let's see what we got here. Oh, I've done that one already. So it's just this one. 2's here. Is this dry? Yeah, oh, it's dry now. Great. Oh, another thing to kind of look out with acrylic paints is the transparency of the paint. Now, when you add white to acrylic, often it makes it a bit more opaque. So it looks better if you're trying to conceal something. So if you're going over something, like here, this light colour can go over the darker colour because the white in it is more opaque. So the magenta is actually quite transparent. You can kind of see it here where it's more patchy. If you wanted to, you know, make that more opaque, you'd have to do more layers, right? But you can see with this, when it's got the white added to it, makes it much flatter. Alright, is that everything? I think that's it. So we've just got the blue to do. Oh, look at the colour of the water. Look at that. Nice. Alright, so we're going to do a blue. I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to get another bit of card. In here. Love the colours. Favourites, really. This is so nice. That's what I'm saying. So when we get to doing the masterclass next week, it's just such a lovely colour palette. You can do some gorgeous things with these colours, right? I mean, you could even do this. But there's so many good things. I'll give you loads of suggestions, obviously, when we get to it. All right, so let's see what we've got here. We've got this phthalo blue. Now, what do we reckon? I think that's a bit dark. I think we've got to lighten it up a tiny bit. What do you think? I think it's just going to be just a tad too dark. Let's just get a little bit more in there for luck. Just the tiniest bit of white. I don't want it to be as light as the lilac. Let's see. Let's have a look. So yeah, that's just looking too dark to me. To go with this. Oh, I've got some in my brush. Can you see that? See that there? Right, so let's get a little bit. I just think phthalo blue, when you add a little bit of white, changes its whole personality. Like, I mean, it's still cool blue, but it just gets so much better with a little bit of white. I mean, look at that. Should we do that? Should we go lighter? This could be a game. Lighter, darker, lighter, darker. What are we going to do? Are we going to go lighter? Are we going to go darker? What do we want to do, guys? I think a tiny bit lighter. Ooh yeah, ooh yeah. Should we do that? Should we do that? Should we do that? Shall we go lighter? Should we do that? Go a little bit lighter. So Angeli, what colours are you doing? When you get a moment, let me know what colours you chose. I look forward to seeing what you've done. Oh, this is nice. Oh, let's go for this. Let's go for this. I feel good about that. Let's kind of scrape some of the paint off there. I think this is it. I think this is it. Don't sing anymore because it's YouTube. Alright. Should we do it? Should we do it? Let's have a look on here. Oh no, I don't know if it should be a bit lighter. What do we think? I mean, that is actually quite nice. No, we're going to stick with it. We're sticking with it. We're sticking with it. Don't change your mind. Go, 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 go. What do we think? What do we think? Should it be lighter? We can change our mind. I think it should be lighter. I don't know though. I might stick with it actually. I want to stick with it. Because then it's like, how do you discover something? Do you know what I mean? Like, you're not going to know if it's you always go to what you prefer. You're never going to know. You're not going to learn as much. Like, start with your favourite colours, but then choose something else and just see, like, oh, how is that going to come out? Because you don't know, and it's completely subjective. It's like just whatever you feel about it is what matters. Right? And it's interesting here, the blue is not making that much of an impact. And I think it's because it's next to the magenta, which is very similar in brightness. So this pink and this blue are very similar, and I wanted that to happen. I wanted to do that. And then we've got the purple that's super dark and the lilac that's super light. And then you can see, so it shouldn't be standing out on this one. It should just be very much blending in, right? But we'll see what happens with the other ones. This is so exciting. I love looking at things like this. Almost the same, except I don't have that kind of blue. Oh, okay, what colour blue have you got? All right. Let's go over here. Is this dry yet? Nearly. All right, I'm going to do a bit of hovering. Let's hover on this one. Now this line here is already standing out, isn't it? It's already standing out against that lilac. Hovering, straight lines when hovering. Not as easy as straight lines when you've got your wrist on the table or on your sketchbook. Dance break, dance break. Dance break. Chicka-chow, chicka-chow. What a break. Alright, let's get this other one done. So useful. Isn't painting so useful? Fascinating. Look at that. Looks completely different. A lighter sapphire blue with a little purple mixed in. Ooh, that sounds lush. That sounds really nice. Like, I'm almost tempted with this to add a fifth colour. I feel like it'd really benefit with a fifth colour. This combination. Just something, just even a white would make this whole thing super pop. Like if there was thin white lines in there. or a tint of yellow, so a really lemony white yellow would look gorgeous with this. I definitely feel with this one it needs another colour. Right, I'm gonna do my number 3 with this big brush. So this is mostly 3. I don't know what's happening with this song. Hold on. Look at that. That is a lovely, lovely, lovely colour. That's a really nice colour for a bathroom. Right? This with the mixture of kind of like lighter blues in a bathroom. Looks so gorgeous. Ooh yeah. Let's see if I can scrape a bit of paint off this. Right, in the water, don't forget to put your brushes back in the water so you don't like get the paint all drying up in them if you're using acrylics. Alright, last few swipes of paint now. Oh, this one is a really thin one, so I'm going to do this really vertically. Usually what I would do is probably get another brush for this, but for the sake of I don't know, doing it with one brush. I don't know, for the sake of showing you can do it with one brush, right? Well, no, I'm not doing it with one brush, I'm doing it with 2 brushes, so what am I talking about? for the sake of life. For the sake of ease, that's what I mean. I love that last blue. Right, doesn't that big chunk of it look gorgeous? See, this one I'm really the first one I'm not loving. This one I'm liking. This one I'm really liking, which is interesting because this one is mostly cool colours with the pop of magenta, and the magenta's really popping out, isn't it? And now we're doing this, which is mostly this blue, so let's see what happens. Let's see what we get. Another interesting thing to note is when you're painting, do you like clench your jaw when you're painting? Like I used to do that a lot, and now if I catch myself doing it, I make sure that I just rest my jaw, because sometimes you can either hold it in your shoulders or hold it in your jaw, and it's really good just to be aware of that and just make sure you just open your mouth or something and just let that tension go while you're painting. We had a blue kitchen when I was growing up. Cornflower blue, did you? So nice. Such a nice tile colour. Right? Did you have the walls painted blue, or was it tiles, or was it both? Oh. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Oh yeah. Right, let's get this little one in here. And also make sure that you've mixed up enough paint, right? because you don't want to like try and get the same color again. Actually, interestingly, in the book it says to do this with collage so that you keep the same colors and you don't have that risk of not getting the same color. Because, you know, obviously when you mix, you run out of something, you mix it and it might not be exactly the same. I don't think that matters, because I think the process of doing this, the fact that it's a little bit longer to do than just cutting out some paper, is like has its other benefits as well. But obviously also doing things quick has its benefits. You know, there's all different benefits. Oh, look at this one. Now that magenta is popping, isn't it? Even more than this one. But I'm really loving these two. I'm not loving this one. This to me is too bland. Even though it's such bold colours, it's making the pink is just not, I'm not loving it. But these two, because there's more blues, more cool colours, the more lilac and the more blue, the magenta is like, woohoo! And that's the kind of thing I like. If you don't like that, then you'll love this because of that kind of more mellowness with such vibrant colour. So it's quite interesting that you can make magenta can look more mellow when placed with those cooler colours. How good is that? Susan says, blue painted walls. I still have the house. Don't live in it. Found some of the original blue inside a cupboard in the kitchen the last time I was there. You've got to do an artwork with that colour. I'm sure you have before. But, yeah. That's quite fascinating, actually, isn't it? Thinking about colours from your childhood. And what colours and what you could paint with colours from your childhood. That's a really interesting concept, right? I love those two as well, do you? So let's see what this last one looks like with hardly any of this blue in it. Just one little swipe. Now again, you can see that this one, even though it's lighter than that purple, you can paint over it because of the brightness. Sorry, because of the opaqueness. It's painting over the top of the purple, which was more transparent, and that really that's just about the kind of paint you've got. That's not about colour, that's just about the make of paint. You know, which manufacturer you use and what their paints are like, and you can look at that. Or when you buy paints, the more expensive paints you get, they'll tell you. Like, they won't tell you like in, like, you know, dollar store paints or pound shop paints. But if you buy, you know, artist quality paints or even student quality paints, it will tell you about the transparency. And usually it's more expensive the more opaque it is. I mean, how fascinating is that last one? Oh my gosh. That final one. I really like the final one. So my least favourite is number 1. So tell me what you like, guys. Tell me what you're into. I'm just going to bring this lilac back over here and put it there because I'm a bit afraid it's going to go on one of these artworks because it's still not dry. But yeah, tell me what your favourite one is. So this is number 1, this is number 2, this is number 3, this is number 4. I am going to write that up here. 1, 2, hovering over the wet paint. 3, 4. So what do you think? I'm liking 3 and 2 quite equally, although I'm sort of going towards 3 to be honest, and 4 is kind of a bit more passionate. I feel like this is what I'm feeling, and tell me if you feel otherwise. I feel like number 1 is kind of a bit sort of nondescript. Nothing's really standing out. It's quite well balanced, so it's a harmonious. It feels very harmonious. Number 2 feels like it's a little bit more adventurous, but just a tiny bit adventurous, not too much. Just a little bit of magenta popping. There's the smaller kind of gaps, which is interesting between each one. And then the 3rd and 4th one get a bit more passionate. They get a bit more attitudey. Like number 3 is like the magenta is here, is saying hello, is super vibrant, is popping out. And then number 4 is like, it kind of like in your face. It almost goes like more and more in your face as you go from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. Doesn't it? Isn't that fascinating? I hope, Angeli, when you get, how you getting on, let me know how you feel about yours, and, you know, obviously tag me in it as well on Facebook. I love those two as well. I'm feeling the right side, and the final one is nice. So you're kind of into these two. Yeah? Number 4 reminds you of Rothko. It does, right? It's interesting. I don't think Rothko used that much pink. I feel like his was more like reds and purples. Reds and purples and blues. I mean, obviously he did loads of things, didn't he? But I don't really remember him using that much pink. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I feel like there was either the ones that are like really bright, sort of reds, orange and yellows. Then there was the kind of cooler, sort of murky purples. You know, that Tate room that there was where you sort of walked in. I remember feeling quite depressed. I remember that was one of the first times I ever felt something from seeing artworks. I think I was about 16 or 17. And it was at the Tate Gallery in London. And I walked into the room and it was all these huge paintings, and they were all like blues and purples, but very muddy colours. And I remember thinking, oh, I'm getting a bit sad. I'm feeling a bit sad. I need to go. And I love Rothko. And I love that invoked emotion. You know, that's what you want when you see a painting. You want to like have a feeling about it, right? Otherwise, kind of what's the point? I want to get a feeling from this visual. You like number 3, Susan. And your daughter says 2 and 3. Do you like 2 and 3? Yeah, they're really nice. Hey, I hope that for you was useful for you as well, sweetie. And hopefully it was useful for your artwork, because your artwork is really beautiful as well. You and your mum are both super talented with art. Yeah, that's interesting. I hope that's been useful. And, you know, think about making an artwork with this colour combination. And if you want to, you can always come to the masterclass next Wednesday at 7 p.m. BST, which is British Summer Time. I will be on the Zoom. You can go to the website, which is in the description, or you can go to that link there. They are sad but so evocative of his emotion. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Oh my gosh. I've had such a lovely time with those colours. Really nice. And so I find it so fascinating that number 1, which has got mostly magenta, which I would say is probably my favourite colour of all those 4 colours, is my least favourite, which is a bit of a revelation. So it just goes to show, if something is your favourite colour, don't necessarily use it in excess, because combining it with other colours might make it pop even more, right? So like here, the blue, the use of the blue has made the pink leap out. Just amazing. I feel like really happy after doing that. I hope you really enjoyed that. I'm going to put my little thing here. Oh yeah, look, there you go. So you can have a look at it. I'll keep it up on the window here, so you can have a look. There it is. So yeah, Fun times, guys. Fun times. I hope you really enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Oh, hold on. I hope you found it useful. These are my Buy Pride flags for sure. Yay! Awesome. They do look like flags. That's so true. So I was going to talk to you a little bit just before I go. I was going to talk to you about this book that I bought. How gorgeous is this? So I was looking online. Are you into sacred geometry? I'm super into sacred geometry. Actually, I might show you on the other camera actually, because I think it's going to be better because the other camera is a better quality. And I want you to be able to see some of these illustrations in here, which are absolutely gorgeous. But this guy, Jean-Michel, he's really amazing. I've bought books from him before. He talks about things like ley lines and sacred sites in the UK, which I've always been super interested in. And I bought his book all about Glastonbury and the 7 hills around Glastonbury and all the history about that area and King Arthur and all that kind of stuff. I bought that book years ago. And I just found out that he wrote this. This was the last book. He died a few years ago, and this was the last book he wrote. Yeah, I think he went to Eton as well, which is quite surprising considering the subjects that he was into. But yeah, let me show you some of the illustrations in here because they're so pretty, and then I will go. Paint is everywhere. Well, that's all right. You can have paint everywhere. You got to get into it, Angela. You know how it goes. You got to get into it. Or just have plenty of wet wipes everywhere. So you can go, oh my god, and get clean. It really depends what kind of person you are, doesn't it? Because some people like absolutely love getting dirty with paint. I mean, I wouldn't even say getting dirty. I'd just say it's like getting colourful, getting paint all over you is kind of getting colourful. But some people don't like the feel of it, and I totally understand that. I like to have everything kind of clean and organised. But I think that's just because I've been doing it for so long. And I think when you, like, especially since it's my career and everything as well, I feel like you get into like a system of how you want things to be. It's a bit like being a chef or something, right? You don't want everything kind of everywhere. You want it sort of a little bit orderly. So I think I'm a bit like that. A bit like a chef. I did watch a video of people practicing mandala geometry, but I think that's a small part of it. Yeah, so it can get really complicated. I'm not going to get into the whole thing about sacred geometry now. We can do that another day. I just want to show you the pictures because they're pretty. So let me get this stuff out of the way so I don't get paint all over my book. I'm just going to move that over there. But yeah, I can't wait to see your results, Angeli, if you want to share them. And anyone else, if you're watching on the replay and you want to give this a go, give it a go. Like, fun times. You could use it as like a test for colour schemes in your room. You can use it for a lot of things, right? You can use it for a lot of things. All right. So, it's okay, my temporary tattoos of today. Right. I've got all my paints up there. Alright, so this is, I'm just going to literally like flick and show you the pictures because the pictures are so nice and they were all hand drawn, which is really amazing. Now you'll notice a lot of it is kind of tile designs, and I think that's also why I really like this book. But as a sort of a quick overview, basically he talks about the circle being kind of like the beginning of creation, like a symbol for the beginning of creation, and then he goes through the number of sides of shapes, finishing with an octagon. I think he finished with an octagon, so he starts with, you know, one as kind of like the circle, just one line, and then goes through the numbers and goes through the shapes and then creates geometry and patterns with those shapes, right? So we start at the back because I'm flicking at the back. So we start from the most complicated thing and we'll go back. But basically, I think he ends with octagons, right? I'm pretty sure. Or maybe he ends with the number 12. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, this is 10. Oh yes, I think he ends with the number 12. Anyway, I'm going to flick through this just so you can have a look at the beautiful pictures. But they're all hand drawn, which is so lovely. Oh, this is like about a crop circle. Look at that. How beautiful is that? Geometry and love. How nice is that? So gorgeous. Oh yeah, this is all about number 7. Oh, there you go. So there's not much on like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But then it goes through 1 to 8. How pretty is that? So gorgeous. I mean, not so easy to create things like this. These are more sort of... I'm not giving you this as a guide to like what is to create. This is definitely not really beginners things. But that is so pretty. I love the colours in that one. So nice. What do you think, guys? Do you like it? Look at these. So lovely. I think there's something really special that they're hand drawn. You know, because it's so easy to do things on the computer. And you guys know that I'm kind of I'm like in the category of traditional art, which kind of like makes me feel like really old. And I don't feel old at all as a human being. But when, you know, you say drawing and painting is like kind of a traditional art thing, it's not done using computers, it's not digital. Yeah, you're kind of seen as a traditional artist, which is kind of crazy. Super pretty, hey? It's nice. It's a bit American, this one. Looks like got the stars and stripe vibe to it. I'm not keen on these ones as much. I don't really like with the faces on them. I think they're a bit weird. These I like. Lovely. They're nice, hey? Just so lovely to flick through. And isn't it lovely like having a book? Like as much as I absolutely love the internet and just think it's so amazing. This is a nice simple one to create for beginners. Yeah, as much as I love the internet, I think it's fantastic. I also do really love just making things traditionally. I mean, that hello wallpaper panel would look gorgeous. Anyway, that's kind of enough of that. Look, there's loads more. But yeah. It reminds me of a colouring book I had as a child. Really, does it? I would quite like that. That's kind of very MCS to that. And it's talking about how it's like a fish, the geometry of 3. There we go. And then it goes pretty much to... It's a bit about Stonehenge in there. Magical numbers. Oh yeah, in here it says how Stonehenge represents the number 3 or pi, because the stones stacked on each other is like the symbol of pi, which I never thought before, which is really amazing. Look at that for blues. Jean, if you're still there, I bet you like that one. It looks like the moons. Imagine if that was like the moon cycles and the moon phases here. That would look awesome, wouldn't it? Reminds me of my cousin's quilts they make. Oh, did your cousin make quilts? Lovely. So nice. And that's pretty much it. Boop. Ba-doop. Ba-doop. So that was that. So there you go. It was lovely to have you guys. Thank you so much for joining. So glad to have you here today. Or can I just switch this little thing off? Let me see if I can. Yeah, there you go. So thank you so much for joining me. It was so lovely to have you. Please do join us on the masterclass next Wednesday at 7 p.m. BST. If you're interested, just go to artistresource.co.uk and go to Adults Art Classes online. Click on there. You can come and join us. We're doing it all about pink and blue. So you could, in theory, do this exact thing we've done today with us all together, chatting about art and all that kind of stuff. Really lovely. It's going to be the last masterclass for a little while, until I get everything sort of going back again in September. So come in and have some fun with us. And if you want to learn how to paint and draw and do some crafts as well, you can join the Art Academy, which is artistresource.co.uk/members, where we do something amazing in art every single week. There's a lesson uploaded every week. Well, I kind of upload 4 every month. And you've got loads of relaxing music in there, loads of supportive stuff in there, like meditations, encouraging videos, how to make a living doing what you love course, 21 days is in there, so much stuff. And there's going to be some really exciting things happening. I've got 3 really exciting things that I'm going to add. 2 that I'm going to add to the Academy, 1 that I'm going to add to this channel right here from September and in the new year. So there's loads of exciting things happening. I can't wait to share everything with you. I will be sharing it very gradually. I've just kind of got to get it going and then I can properly share with you. But I hope you're going to find it really, really advantageous and really beneficial for your creative development. And again, really supportive, because that's what I'm here for. Do you know what I mean? I don't like digital stuff. I tried to learn it in lockdown, but I didn't find it satisfying. I didn't feel it was like me being creative, only me learning to use the tools. Susan, I really, really relate to that. My partner bought me a little tablet and I just kind of like picked it up and just sort of said, and I didn't even really try it out properly, but I was just like, I just don't want to. Like, once you kind of, you know, things take time to get to practice, don't they? And it almost felt like another thing to practice that I didn't really want to delve into. Like, I love providing lessons, and at the end of the day, I'm not going to want to start learning how to do digital art and provide lessons on that. There's plenty of places you can do that. And I just feel like using your hands and having things that are textural are so important. And when everything's kind of flat, it doesn't, for me personally, have that same kind of impact and that same kind of joy. And I want to like inspire people to have that kind of textural feeling, because everything's so flat, isn't it? We're always on screens, we're watching screens and doing that, but when you actually do something physical, something really lovely about it, you know. So I completely relate to you, Susan. I completely feel you. And I can't wait to see your finished lily painting. Super exciting. Angela, I can't wait to see yours. Jean, I can't wait till you get back into your cards and you share some of those. And I hope you can all make it to the masterclass next week, same time, not the same place. We'll be on Zoom having all the fun, all the projections will be pink and blue, so we'll be completely immersed in the pink and blue world. Wear pink or blue, and we'll have a lovely time. All right, so thank you so much for joining. It was lovely to have you. Please leave a comment if you can in the comment box below after the video. That really helps my videos get seen, because it would be lovely to like get some more people seeing these videos. And stay creative, stay well, stay creative, stay happy, keep expressing yourself, keep connecting to your art, and I will see you real soon. See you real soon, guys. Lots of love. Bye for now. Bye bye. Thanks for joining.